Hi, I'm Debbie from Philips. We'll be going through information about steam stations to make sure that you're prepared to go and demonstrate and install. Behind me we have the screen and also your handout, and it has the three main points we'll be covering. The first is the theory, second is some practical, and then we're going to have a brief questionnaire or a summary at the end to make sure that you have clear information before you start demonstrating. So sit back and relax, and I hope you enjoy the training session. So on the first slide, we're going to find out why Philips steam systems are better than traditional ironing. A consumer would buy a Philips steam system because it halves your ironing time and makes ironing easier. And these are the two main reasons why a steam system is superior. Now turn to slide 3, and we're going to have a look at what happens to fabric when you iron. There's three main things that you need to know when you're ironing. The first thing is moistening the fabric, second is stretching the fabric into place, and the third is drying the fabric. The first point, moistening, you need a high steam output to be able to relax the fibres in preparation for stretching the fabric. So once you've taken the clothes off the line, the fibres are standing upright and they're quite taut. To relax them, you need moisture, which is steam. Once you've got enough moisture into the fabric, then it becomes pliable and then you can stretch the fabric into place. So after you steam the fabric, you then need to stretch the fabric into place, which is what the sole plate does. And the sole plate stretches the fibres out flat. The third point, after you've stretched the fabric into place, then you need to dry it. And that's where a precise temperature is very important. If you have hot spots like that on a sole plate or incorrect temperature fluctuation, then you're going to either burn the fabric or you won't get the fabric drying in the correct places. So moistening, stretching and drying are the three most important elements with fabric when you're ironing. The difference between a steam system and a traditional iron has to do with the amount of steam output. A traditional iron will release 40 grams of continuous steam. A steam system will produce 110 grams of continuous steam. So it's double the amount of steam output from a traditional versus a steam system. This has to do where the water tank is located on the steam system. In a traditional iron, the water tank is located here. So you fill up the water tank here, lift it up, and it depends how much water is in that tank to see how heavy the iron will be to iron with. In a Philips steam system, the water tank is located here at the front. You remove it by doing this. You lock it, once you fill it up with water, you lock it back into place like that, and this will hold up to 1.6 litres of water. The water then, once you turn the unit on, will then go into a little boiler, which is this area here, and this is where the steam is created. The water boiler is made of stainless steel, and where the steam is created, it then comes out through here, up through the hose, and then comes out when you iron by pressing this button underneath. The steam comes up through the cord, and the cord is separated also with an electrical cord as well. So you have steam on one side and electrical on the other. There's no problem as far as being electrocuted because Philips have made sure that these are divided by a rubber. So on slide 4, just re-emphasising that a steam system releases up to 3 times the amount of steam than a traditional iron. Makes your ironing easier, the steam will penetrate deeper into the fabric, and you only have to go over your ironing once, because if you have a high steam output, then it makes your ironing so much easier. Slide 5, we're talking about the steam system base. The first point is the water level sensor that allows you to continuously iron for up to 2 hours. Just refer here to the diagram where the water level sensor is located at the top of the boiler. So this is the boiler and this is the sensor. Once the water level gets below the sensor, it then tells the water tank, give me more water so I can fill up with water again and create more steam. So the water level sensor being created at the top allows you for continuous steam for up to 2 hours. If you have water in the water tank, then you will have water in the boiler and you keep getting steam coming out. If the water tank is even empty and you have water in the boiler, you will still get continuous steam coming out. So you don't waste a minute of steam coming out of the steam system. The second point is the removable water tank. It's located here at the side and feeds water into the steam system boiler. It holds 1.6 litres and allows for continuous steam. Point 3 is the iron is a lot lighter. Because no water is in the iron itself, it's all located at the base of the iron. You can iron for a lot longer without any damage to your wrist. Let's have a closer look at the sole plate. It's a steam glide sole plate, and the material is a mixture of silicon and ceramic, and it's very durable. You have the steam holes and extra steam holes at the top of the iron, so when you press the button for a steam boost, you get extra steam coming out through the top. And the reason why that's so important is because then you can do it around buttonholes and around shirt collars as well. The second point is even heat distribution. On a Phillips iron, the reason why it's superior is because you don't have any hot spots on the iron. The whole iron sole plate is the same consistent heat temperature, and that's really important when you're ironing so you don't burn your fabric. It's called EHD, even heat distribution. The other feature is the calc clean function. The reason why this is so important is because on the sole plate you can actually get black material coming out because the water, the amount of minerals in the water can start to build up behind the sole plate. And with the Phillips steam system, they fix this problem. In most steam irons, what will happen is once you've used tap water, the black residue will start to come out through the sole plate due to the calcium build-up. With the Phillips steam system, you have a calc clean function here on the side. So once you've filled up the water tank with water, the water then goes into the boiler. To make sure you keep the boiler clean so there's no calcium build-up, you simply unscrew the cap, unscrew this part here, empty it into the sink, any leftover water residue, fill it up with water, shake it, empty it again. Do that a few times until you make sure there's no black residue coming out, and that way you'll make sure every time you iron you don't get any black residue coming out of the sole plate. So with a Phillips iron you can use tap water. There's two Phillips steam systems out on the market. One is the GC8460, which we'll be promoting in the program, and the other one is the GC7330. Let's have a closer look at these two units, just in case a customer is interested in the $399 GC7330 model. So what are the differences? The GC8460 is 5 bar pressure. The GC7330 is 4.5 bar pressure. Just to let you know, the difference with bar pressure is the amount of steam that's being forced through the steam sole plate. Bar pressure is very important because you want it to penetrate deep into the fabric. The second is 170 gram steam boost in the GC8460 and 120 gram steam boost in the GC7330. The 8460 has a 1.6 litre water tank, the 7330 has a 1 litre water tank. The 8460 has a steam glide sole plate, and that's the same for the 7330. Both take 2 minutes to heat up, so after 2 minutes you can start steam ironing. GC8460 also has a locking mechanism for easy carrying. Simply store the iron on the top of the base, lock it into place for easy carrying, and that way the iron won't move. The GC8460 also has a retractable cord for easy storage. So you've set your steam system up, you filled it up with water in the removable water tank, lock it into place, turn the unit at the back, and you'll see there you have your steam settings. Depending on the fabric, you set your temperature. I'm going to set it to cotton. At the back here you have your steam settings for low, medium and high. Because it's cotton, I will set it on a high steam setting. To start steam ironing, simply press the button underneath the handle to release steam. What's great about this is you have a heat pad that you can simply put the iron on before you pick up the next item of clothing. Once I've finished ironing, storing it is easy.